This show.
Is
Um,
this is this a
yeah,
contender for one of your favorite shows of all time?
yeah,
Like, is it on your list,
yeah,
fam? I know
yeah.
you.
It's up there. It's up there
Mm,
because I don't know, and it's crazy because this these short
yeah,
episodes. I'm not. It's not bad. It's
yeah,
not bad. Like
yeah.
like I it's
We're not as mad at it. We're not as mad at it as we
Well,
were.
and it's because it is the single view story. Like
Yep,
I think
yep,
like this would be impossible,
yep.
and this would piss me off if
Right.
it was how it normally is. And that's the thing. Remember when I made mentions of like other like shows on HBO where they were half hour, like Insecure, right? And
Yep.
obviously that's a different genre.
Sure.
But the problem with Insecure was that there were multiple stories happening.
Uh huh.
And it's like, damn, bro, like how we supposed to really get into this episode in a half hour, 35 minutes tops?
Uh huh.
That's why like but HBO does a good job of some of this stuff because, like Curb Your Enthusiasm, now that's a comedy. That is a true comedy,
Yep.
but that's a 35-minute show, right?
Yep.
But it works because it's all about Larry. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
But like, yeah, I think because we are used to House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
and a Game of Thrones episode can really focus on like 5 or 6 people at once. You know what
Sure.
I'm saying?
Yep.
And so like, I think I'm conditioned to think like, yo, this is impossible. Like I'm not gonna, but like no, and like this version makes it so much easier to watch it
It's
again.
and it's almost, dare I say, preferred. Like, do we want to
Yeah.
go back to these hour long,
Well, I
potentially?
don't
I don't know.
preferred. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know if I want to go there yet because
Okay.
again, like it's a different type of storytelling.
Yep.
You know what I mean, when you have the ensemble cast. But no, this is not. It's nice though. It is nice for what it is. And I'm like, yo, and
It's
like I just keep digging into the lore of
yeah.
stuff, and like it's
I've now entered the point of no return. I know I've based
oh
on
yes, I
what's
know too much. I
like
know
what's
too much.
available. I know too much. I
I know too
know
much.
the inevitable future. I know the exist. Like, I mean, it's a
But I'm fine with it though.
yeah, yeah,
And that's the
mm,
problem. And remember we were talking about the book readers and stuff like that, and it's
yep.
like it's not about like them telling the story exactly how it was. It's the entertainment is how did we get there?
But
Like how did they plan on showing this to
yeah.
me? And I love it. I love it, bro.
And I
Like
think even on the opposite side of that, like yeah, I know last week you touched on kind of this negative kind of side of the book readers and social media. I've kind of also experienced it, but on the opposite end of where you were at, in
okay.
that the book readers that are kind of popping up on some of my algorithms are like ecstatic because every episode so far, like 20 to 25% of the dialogue, especially in this week's episode, comes
Yeah.
straight out of the book. It's
Okay.
straight out of the
Okay.
book. They're not. This is a like so. It's such a. I think it's just a situation. We're never gonna please everybody. Whether
Yeah,
it's
I was
30
just I
minutes
was
to
just gonna
60
say
minute
that.
episodes, book versus
Yep.
TV,
Yep.
one character versus 80 at a time. Like it's just you can't win. I
I
mean,
was
I
just
think
gonna say that like you can't make everybody happy. Like
yeah,
it's
and
just
but dude, at the end of the day, from what I'm seeing and what we're reporting, I mean, it's the showrunner's happy. I mean, to the point where he wants to do like 15 seasons.
yeah,
George
but
R.
like,
R.
all right,
Martin's happy.
Is that realistic though? Like, you know
I
what I
don't
mean?
think
Like,
so. I don't think
okay,
so.
all
No,
right.
but I mean, but if
Somebody has to say that though. Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Because I don't like getting my hopes up for stuff that's not gonna actually happen. 15 seasons or get like this is not. And you know what? It's crazy how like how because all right, we think about these big budget shows on like
Sure.
HBO and stuff like that, right? But like,
Yep.
how the fuck did like Supernatural, like a show like that, right? Like, and again, it's still a major network, but like, how did that have not only like 15 seasons, but like 25 episodes per
Uh-huh.
season? Like, how the hell did
S-
they put like
s-
how?
so I can tell you because in the early to mid 2000s when all those shows were happening, that all of the money before COVID,
Okay.
the whole system was flush with cash because you have to think this was before Me Too, this was before any of the strikes.
Oh
Hollywood was
shit.
on fire. What's his name? Who is his name? The guy who like is in jail. Weinstein.
Weinstein.
Yep, Harvey Weinstein was running the scene. Like this was prime time for Hollywood. So they were pumping out, fam. You have to remember, like, just even as of recently as like the cast of like Charlie Sheen, 2.5 Men, or like Big Bang Theory. They were making $1 million an episode, and
That's
that was just
crazy.
for one of the actors, let alone the other 50 people in production and the
Yeah.
team and the set and the whole budget. So, and then especially too with shows like, especially like Supernatural or any of those other kind of B or C
Yeah.
line shows that had
Yes. Yes.
25 per season, then you have to go into your ridiculousness, Rob Deerdick thinking of it. They churned it out. They had 800 episodes already written because they're paying the writers pennies on the dollar before the writers strike, and they could just film. They would go in and film 10 episodes in 3 hours because it's 12 lines of dialogue, 18 shots of B-roll, and then commercials. And
But I
so,
don't. So here's the thing, and I know you just said pennies on the dollar to writers, but
yeah.
like, but still, like, yeah, you're right, because there's not been one writer strike. There's been multiple writer
Multiple
strikes
shortages,
over
yeah,
the years,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, but it's crazy because even like the people in production, and I know actors and stuff like that, like they talk about today, they don't get those same residual
No,
checks that they used to. But I would assume that so you're saying the writers weren't getting a piece of those checks either, like,
no,
or they just, or they just thought they
no.
just wanted a bigger percentage of the check.
Well, I think it was both, and then I think Netflix had a lot to do with it as well, and just the
Okay, okay,
streaming industry in general just kind of has a lot to do with the change. But I'm almost positive. No, yeah, I'm almost positive it's a like if you're a writer, it's like you get like a day rate or a set rate for a script or whatever your job is, and then you're paid
okay,
and you're done. And if you don't like it,
okay.
fine. There's 1,300 other writers we can pull in to write a joke for Family Guy. Like
Yeah.
we've got our set 3 comedians and they're on salary, but we've got 15 other people coming up with bits constantly, and then we're gonna see what works. So it might still be that way a little bit. I know some of the strikes have shifted. I don't know too much else about that industry, but it's just I think all of that then leading up to, even remember, fam, I forget if it was House season 1 or House of the Dragon season 2. They were saying like, yeah, you're not going to get a lot of action or a lot of drag like in these episodes because HBO was cutting their budget.
Mm,
So, and that I think had a lot to do with the recent strikes that we might have had then a couple years ago.
okay.
So it's I think the with the economy and just how they build these shows, it fluctuates based on what they can allocate for budget, and then that maybe determines timing. But I think I also read, and just one last bit on it, but I also read an interview with the showrunner, and he wasn't expecting 30-minute episodes. He was expecting going into this for hour-long Game of
Yeah,
Thrones
yeah.
series, and HBO was like, "Hey, let's try this." And he's like, "I'm so glad," and everyone else I think can collectively say now, we're so glad they did.
Yep.
It's such an interesting, such an interesting choice. And so, man, this episode,
Well, before we
yeah,
get
go
into the
ahead.
episode, before we get, yeah, let's talk shop a little bit.
Yeah,
But so this is the thing. Well, I'm talking about the show, but just in general, right?
yeah,
So it's like crazy because um, and this is another thing where people, they get I just notice fans of these type of series, they get a little snarky and like, oh, but actually it's this, right? So like obviously we know Game of Thrones, this world, this George R. R. Martin world, it's not medieval times like history, but it is like a medieval show. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like medieval style show, right?
yeah,
Like kings and knights and
yeah,
all that. Like so
100%.
I hate when people be like, oh, well, actually, like in history, this is not what
Right.
so but what I would say though, it's like I don't really watch other shows of like medieval times and stuff like that. I just don't. Like I never really
Mhm.
watched The Crown or any of these other
Mhm.
things. And so I can't fully speak on those, but like I ain't gonna lie, those shows be seeming boring to me, right?
Yeah.
Because Game of Thrones, because the medieval shows and all that, it's mostly political, right? It's
Mhm.
really about politics, right?
Mhm.
But and then there's a little bit of action. You might see some action.
Right.
The reason why Game of Thrones is so amazing is because it's that perfect mix of action and
Yeah.
politics and mysticism,
Right.
right? Like, yeah, I mean,
Yep.
like it's it's the perfect combination. And it's like there's no
Y-
show
Yep.
of this ilk
Yeah.
that can even compare. I'm willing to argue with anyone. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, because just them other shows don't give what
Well,
what these shows give, man.
it's almost like I feel like I want to define like the Game of Thrones is like not necessarily the behind the scenes of this time, but my initial thought when you said like The Crown or like Bridgerton or like whatever, like those old timey like big floofy dress mansion
Yes,
party,
yes.
like like so right now, like while the Battle of Seven is happening or wherever, where's all the Targaryen wives? Like they're in their dresses in the castle, sipping tea, rumors gossiping around. Did you hear who the maid slept with? So like maybe that's kind of
Because this is
like
more masculine driven.
right. Like all of the men
Man,
are off to war. The men go to
yeah.
war, and the women stay home to raise the children. So now, obviously,
Ah,
we kind of see the outliers of that in Game of Thrones with like Dany, or as
yes,
in House of the
yes,
Dragon with you know our
yeah.
lead females there, and in this show the only females we see are like the ladies of the night and one or two kind of stragglers that travel with the men that help
Mm,
them in their skill. So like where are the ladies right now? Like there is
yes, yes.
from what I've seen, there's not really like a brothel type situation within the
Ashford
tourney.
Meadow. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, there's a couple girls in your tent or whatever who you brought with you, but it's like this is men right now.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting that like yeah, that's so where are the women, and it's kind of like, well, that's that they're watching The Crown or Bridgerton or whatever that kind of
Yes, yes, yes.
female kind of ran kind of situation. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
think
It's
those shows focus on the
right.
socio-political aspects of that time
Right.
and like how it affects the women of
Yep.
the time versus this is like nah,
Right.
this is what the men do.
Well,
Like this is how these kingdoms are conquered
and didn't
is
we
what we're watching here, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, but and didn't we also kind of see that too in season 1 of House where like as like little teenager Allison and Rhaenyra, like they have to learn the secrets. They have to work their
Yes.
ranks up. They have to know what men they should potentially pursue. Is it him?
Yes.
Is it the and like they need to work their way up the ranks just like the men do. So it's interesting that we do get a little bit of that, but yeah, the all the presumably boring aspects of it all are cut out, and I mean, that's why we love these shows because we
Yes,
get we
yes.
get we get episodes and seasons and things like we are experiencing these last few weeks where it is just nothing but hit 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 hit, and
Yep.
so
Yep.
yeah, no, I'm down with you. I don't think really. I don't even know, aside from like these three or four that we've mentioned, I don't think there's too many other like medieval century shows. I know Vikings was a thing for a
There's
while.
a
I
lot.
watched
There's
I
actually a
watched it.
lot of them,
Yeah.
but I ignore them. I'd be like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it, and it's crazy too. Because I watched the way I watched Game of Thrones for the first time was by accident. Like it was by complete accident because it had already been on the air for like 4 seasons,
Uh-huh.
and I had one of my cousins. He came to town. I let him. You know what I mean? We had like cousins weekend, whatever.
Yep.
And I go down because he's sleeping on the couch, whatever. I go downstairs and he's watching this like Game of Thrones, and I'm like, what the fuck is you watching, bro? And he's like, yeah, I'm just watching this show. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, cause my opinion of this show is like, man, that bullshit, that nerdy
Yep.
shit, whatever.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
and then I was like, well, if cuz watching it,
Yep.
let me watch it for myself.
Yep.
And then I found out that like he didn't continue watching it, but then I fell in love
You
with
were
it.
in.
Like,
You were
yeah, I
in.
mean, I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, what? Like,
Yep.
and then I'm like, cuz you ain't ever go back to he's like, nah, I wasn't really into it.
Oh.
I said, you're crazy. You're crazy. And you don't even realize what door you open for me.
Right.
Cause
And
this show
now
is
here
like
we are. Right.
it's incredible. Yes, yes. I'm making fucking
So
podcast reviews on
my first experience and introduction to Game of Thrones was unfortunately with my ex, which is fine. It's okay. We talk about it all the
That's
time.
fine. Yeah, we
Yeah,
are married, so it don't matter.
exactly. So it was the same time as you. Like season 4 was out, or a new season was coming out, and she wanted to watch it, and I was like, well, I'll watch it with you. Obviously, I'm here. I'm gonna watch it with you. And
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
like, but let me. I need to catch up. And so I didn't know anything other than like titties and like dragons and like that. That's all I knew about it.
Yep, yep.
And as soon as we, and she's like, okay, cool. So we turned on episode 1, and like the second scene of the series is Daenerys. And I'm like, okay, when do we get to see her with her clothes
Yes.
off? And then like 2 scenes later, it happened. And I'm like, okay, let's go. I like this show. And then we continued. Obviously, I learned to love it. And, just the whole thing is now obviously history. Here we are. But it's been such a roller coaster of waiting and years and I mean, it's been a decade, right? I mean, when did
Yes.
season?
Oh, and that's been more than a decade. I think we're on, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you
yeah,
mean decades since what? Since even Game of Thrones ever came out?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's
yeah.
more. I think it's a little bit more than a decade.
Season 1 of Game of Thrones aired in 2011, April
Yep, yeah.
17th,
15. We're talking about
2011.
15 years.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
yes, but I mean this is a I mean it's such an interesting to think about like how long these shows have been. Like South Park's been on for 20 years. Like freaking
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy is still on. There's so many. There's just like we've been going for 15 years now. Okay, well,
I think South Park is closer to 30
yeah, I'm
than
sure
to,
it is. I'm sure it
yeah.
is. I think it's
Yeah, it was like late 90s when I first saw it, but
man.
crazy, crazy, crazy. But all right, man, let's start the show, man.
Yeah, let's do it, man. We're already halfway deep, but I mean this episode is again another I'd say another 10, another
Another
non-miss.
yes.
This
10 out of 10
is
recommend, man.
highest ranked episode of the season, is sitting with a 9.7 on an IMDb.
I ain't gonna lie, this episode was great, but the
like
episode,
last
I
week's?
think 3 was
Three was
like
better.
if we talking about ranking,
3 was
like
better for
3
me,
is a 9.8. This is
Yeah.
a 9.7. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that, but this should be like 3 should have been the highest rated. I
Yeah,
think.
I felt that way too, but at
But
the end of the day, still just as an overall non-spoiler review, this episode, man, was just I'll bite my tongue. I'll always admit I'm wrong, and I said it on my pod this week. But my number one concern and kind of worry point going into this show was like the stakes for the characters. How are they going to portray to me that I should care whether these people live or die? And now I'm like, I'm stressed. I'm sitting in the jail cell with him. Like it is now we are best friends. It is up to me to protect. I want to join his team. I am one of your 7. Like, let's go. Like I would ride or die for these characters. Like they have done such an incredible job emotionally, physically, mentally, just bringing us to this point, which I would just the epitome of the season altogether, taking us directly into the penultimate, leading into the finale. I mean, just bravo! It's pure cinema. It's because I said it again. I mean, I was weary on House of the Dragon season 1. Season 2 reeled me back in a little bit. I'm excited for season 3. We'll see. But will it top this? I don't think it's for me,
I don't know. Yeah,
like
I don't
lack
know
of
if it
drag.
can.
Like what's a dragon? Like I don't even
We
really
well
get, you
we
know what I
we
mean? Like
we had 8 seasons of no dragons. So
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, I mean maybe like
3 to
6.
a couple,
So yeah, maybe 6 full seasons of like no dragons. So we're used to it. Like this is where the nitty gritty. This is where the game is played. You know what I'm saying? Between men. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the people. So yeah, bro. I'm definitely gonna be excited for House, but this is a contender, man. This is crazy. This show is crazy, bro. I love it.
Yeah. So, jumping right in. Opening.
Oh yeah, welcome back to Recap and Record.
Yeah, we're here. Let's go. I'm so satisfied with that being the intro to any podcast now. It's like if you do like it's so weird that we have to do these big elongated intros when people know what they're watching when they click play, and it's just like let me remind you for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Recap and Record. We're back. Opening scene. No more funny business. I told you this is. You know what I mean. Like no one's pooping, no one's
Well, no,
naked.
there's a couple funnies in this episode. There
Couple
are.
funny, sure, sure,
There are
sure.
a
But I
couple
mean,
funnies.
yeah,
But
but
and that related to the buttocks.
of course. But I mean, at the end of the day, nothing too graphic. And
No,
yeah,
no, no, nothing graphic to that.
yeah. But I mean, it's no more funny business. And we kind of get this, this moment with Dunk, and he's kind of just reminiscing on where he was and growing up and seeing the rat and the thing. And I think we get that flashback next week. It'll kind of
Yes,
link
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
So, and then our little swagoo. I'm calling him my little swagoo. I
Oh yeah,
want,
nah, that
I
video that you sent me
yes,
where he had that
that
metallic
bling, that
sparkly that was fire.
that little dude. I love this kid.
Nah, yeah, and it's like I do want them to hurry up and make stuff because it's like we have to
Yeah.
preserve him as while he's little
Wow,
as
that's right. Yeah. Well, they're doing
because we
season.
don't want because it's gonna be like if we're talking about 15 seasons, we're talking about different actors possibly.
Yeah, I mean, were we upset when they did Kid Rhaenyra to adult Rhaenyra in House? That was a different actor there. So I mean, that.
But that was a part of the story though to jump. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like
Okay.
so it's like I
If
don't
we're
know.
if
Like I
we're gonna
like
if we're gonna follow along, I see what
yeah,
you're saying.
because
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Rhaenyra,
yeah,
young
yeah, yeah,
Rhaenyra
yeah, yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
as captivating as this little guy
Right,
is.
right, 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 right. You're right.
You know
You're
what I'm
right.
saying?
You're right. Nope. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Nope.
So
So,
so all right, we first start off basically in the jail cell,
yep.
right? And then he Dunk gets a little visit, right, from his little friend Egg. And I just thought that this was an interesting moment, right? Because to me, from when I look at this, this is Egg's first moment of shame in his life, right? And like he becomes like this little person, and he's like just you could tell like he feels horrible for
Right.
what he did to Dunk, right? But like think about that, like a Targaryens are raised to not feel
Right.
shame about anything,
Mhm.
right? Like the world is their oyster. Like everything belongs to them. They could do whatever they want. They can burn whoever they want. They can go, they could, basically stay in your house if they want to. They could seize like they could do whatever they
Right.
want. And like I've never seen I almost never seen a Targaryen feel any shame about anything, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't really think of any moment where they felt shame and
Sure.
guilt
Sure.
for anything that they've done.
Sure.
Because everything that we've seen Rhaenyra and Daemon and all them do, it's like no, they stood on that shit and they're
Yep.
like, no,
I'm
this
here
is
on
my
business.
rights. I
Yep.
can do this, whatever. And like so, seeing Egg there, and partly it's because he's a little boy, but we see him feel this shame for what he's done to Dunk, and it's crazy because as dumb as we think Dunk is when it's time to get serious, he's a wise man and he's giving him the wisdom and like he's landed on Dunk. Like Dunk is like, I'm sorry, I didn't try. What do you mean you didn't try it? Like
Right.
I didn't mean to lie. Like but you did lie. Like you know what I mean? Like and he was like, this is probably it, other than from his parents for doing something that's not royal. Like he's never felt anyone scold him
Right.
this way. You know what I mean? And I just thought that was like it was interesting for
Well,
me
and
to see.
I also think too that these two, from what we've seen and what will obviously continue for the rest of their lives, have this bond. It is this big brother little brother bond. Dunk is the brother that
Yes.
obviously Aerion was never to Egg or. So I think to also remember it just as kind of just a knowledge point in this story, Dunk is only supposed to be 16, 17 years old.
Oh.
So he's 16, 17. I think Egg is supposed to be like maybe 8 or 9, maybe
Yes,
10.
yes. 9, I've
So
heard those.
it's kind of it's still this learning dynamic between them, and it's a situation where Dunk has to progress in age. As soon as the old man died, Dunk automatically becomes a 26, 30-year-old because he's now essentially not parenting Egg, but it's like it's this sense of responsibility where like Egg's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lie, but yes, you did. Like it's those life lessons that it's interesting that Dunk is teaching him, like you said, as a Targaryen. Like
Hmm.
it should be his father, and obviously we know is a complete idiot, and just whatever happens with him in the inevitable future, but it's fine. So yeah, I think it's such a the tears in his eyes, the emotions in the room, and then to what we weren't really sure how or where that was going to go. Like, is Dunk going to stay mad at Egg? Is it going to be a tension point in the relationship? But then, I mean, as soon as we start talking to Unk, it's like, go easy on him. He was only doing the right thing.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's kind of, again, this big brother. And we saw this kind of same situation last week, even when they weren't fritting. Egg comes back from training. He says, you better do your chores. He's like, he's hungry. And he's like, you're going to do
Yep.
your chores before you get anything to eat. And then
Yep.
immediately Dunk's like, okay, let me go get some eggs and make the boys something to eat. Like, so
Yep.
it's this rock in a
They're
hard
they're
place.
growing they're growing up together. They
Right,
really are growing
right,
up together.
right. And
Yep.
it's but even especially too, it would already seem that like Dunk has lived a life and a half, like
Yes.
having to fend for himself even at the age of Egg. And then with the man, I mean, it's yeah, good.
And this is the first time that Dunk actually has to reflect on his life. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
kind of like being with Sir Arlen, that was like ignorance
Yep.
is bliss. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, when Sir Arlen was alive, I just kind of followed him around and I didn't have to really like,
Pay attention.
I
That's
didn't have
it.
to do anything. I just had to just live
Listen,
and
listen. Yep.
listen. But like now that shit is getting serious for Dunk, he's like reflecting, like, damn, bro, I had it fucking rough, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, and like my life is not. Yeah, like
Yep.
I need to do something. I need to do something. I got to make something of myself because as it currently stands, I ain't shit. I ain't shit, bro.
Right.
I gotta step it
And
up. You know.
and to that point, I have a just another topic of discussion we're gonna get to at the very end of the
Yes,
episode. Just
yes.
as kind of a just not a conspiracy, but something.
Don't forget. Don't
No,
forget.
I got it written down. It's so
Okay.
we'll come back to that in a minute. But it's so we find out in this kind of interaction with them, we get a little bit more background on Darren and just the opening scene of the series, right? Where we met
Yes.
our characters. So of course, Daddy Maker is like, Darren was supposed to go to the tournament, and
Hmm.
Egg was supposed to be his squire. He's
He's the shit knight. He
all
is the shit knight. The
right.
original,
Oh,
the OG shit
100%,
knight.
100, right, 100%, yeah. And all Egg wanted to do was just be a squire. He wanted to go to the tourney, he wanted to see the battle, and he wanted to squire for somebody. And obviously, Darren is pissed to Sunday and doesn't even know how to probably even fight, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
the plan was, let's just hang out at the pub. No one will know we're gone. The tournament's over. We'll go home. I don't, it's such a kind of terrible plan. But then obviously too, just to add insult to injury, not only is Dunk facing a foot and a hand getting cut off, he also had to make up an excuse as to of why he wasn't at the tournament, Mr. Darren, and told them that
Oh,
Dunk
oh,
kidnapped Egg.
some robber knight
So right, so
took my little
now,
brother. Like, what a
so
fucking
now, so
coward.
now Dunk's got like one of the first pedo charges in the Seven Kingdoms for
Oh my
kidnapping
God.
kidnapping a
Yes.
little
Yeah. He got the
boy.
Epstein. He got the
He
Epstein
got.
charge. He got that
Oh, he's on the
Epstein.
list.
He's on the list.
Um,
Oh, Dunk was on
Dunk's.
the
He was never
list.
on the island though. He just
No, he
went.
was
He
now.
just
Yes,
went
yeah.
for a dinner. He was hungry. He
He was
was
on Mar-a-Lago, but he wasn't
hungry.
on the island. Yes,
Well,
he was at Mar-a-Lago though.
some
But
say they're equivalent these days. Okay, enough.
yeah, yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
so now Dunk's got multiple charges, right? And
Mad charges,
basically,
bro. Like murder
so
was the case that they gave him, man. Like it's
damn,
crazy.
man, yeah, just doing my boy dirty. And so we got to talk to Uncle Baelor is like our only hope. Go, yeah,
No, I'm just saying, yeah. So this guy, like, I'm fascinated with him, and
love
it's
him.
unfortunate that I know some of what I know about him, but um, he captivates me because
Yep,
I start looking him up. I'm like
yep.
looking at question. I'm like, why does this motherfucker
Yep.
got black hair, right?
Yeah, well, and that
So
was another point of this whole series that people were realizing is that not all dark-haired Targaryens are bastards. Like the cousin has
yes,
dark
yes,
hair, Baelor has dark hair. It is now fully integrated into the heritage and DNA system of the Targaryens, which I'm going to
yes.
assume they belittle. Like any blonde-haired Targaryen, like if you got dark
So
hair,
yeah,
that's like
I know, but it's crazy. So
Okay.
his mother is Miria Martell. So like when it was the whole like I guess Blackfire Rebellion
Yep.
and they tried to get Dorne apart,
Yep.
or they tried to take over Dorne. Well, the only way to unify it was like actually through marriage.
Yep.
And so yeah, his mom is a Martell, right?
Yep.
And so so we see that connection there. So he has this black hair. One thing to note, right? Baelor breaks spear, right? That's what they call him.
Uh-huh.
And you're wondering about the succession because we think like, all right, he's the heir,
Yep.
right? Makar has four boys,
It's his
right? And
brother.
then we
Yep.
know we know Makar becomes a king.
Yep.
Makar is the fourth son.
Yep.
Makar is the fourth son of King Darren. So you're thinking like, well, how the hell does Egg become the king eventually then, right? Because that's a lot of motherfuckers you got to go through, and it's a lot of things that happen. But one thing I'll say, I don't say what happened,
Uh-huh.
but Baelor never becomes the king.
Uh-huh. I can I
He
can
never.
give I can
He
give you
never.
that answer.
Oh, I know why.
It's
I know why.
well, no. Just how it's saying how Egg becomes king as far as the
Oh no,
recession.
yeah, no, I get it. I've seen it. I mean, I'm just
He
saying to our fans, like it's like,
right, but I think it's really a non-spoilery thing. But so just to clarify, Egg was never in, or just I don't think ever had a chance to be in
yeah,
line
that's
for
why he's
king.
he's the unlikely.
And when it was time for a new king, something happened to little buddy. It's time for a new king. They didn't want another like situation like they just had, so they jumped over one guy and they all voted. They took a vote and they said, "Egg, we're gonna give
Oh,
it to you because you're a nice little boy and we think you'll do a good job and not really burn down the village." And
yes.
so they gave it. It was kind of like a voting. He didn't want it, but he got it type of situation.
Well, but
So,
it's still impressive because yeah, for it to
but
even go to
right,
Makar's
yes, yeah,
line, it's
yeah,
still
yeah,
it's still a lot of people. Like
right,
because
right,
even because Baylor has sons that we
yeah,
don't that are not depicted in the show.
right,
So his kids don't get it because something bad happens to them.
right.
And then his next brother, Eris, he's a king, and then I think they do skip maybe Rhaegal, and then Maekar becomes king, and then
Mhm.
obviously they go down the line of all that crazy stuff. But it is crazy because when you think about it at this point, he's like the 18th in line. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's in the back of the motherfucking
It
line. Like
just, yeah,
he's at Pendai and he's like gonna be there for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no, I don't maybe I should go home and come back or something like that. But
yeah.
yeah.
In this instance, it's important to note too that because Baelor is the heir to the throne and the hand of the king, he is essentially in this moment. He has the power of the king. He can say
Yes.
or do whatever he wants. Like it's essentially because the king's not there, and this we're not in King's Landing, and it's not a whatever. So he technically, theoretically, if Dunk had struck in anyone else, he could just make this go away and wipe
Mm-hmm.
it under the rug. But it is still defined within him the Targaryen rule of it all, and we have to play respect to a few different things. Now, with that being
Yes.
said, if you go to trial, they will either A, just straight up kill you, or you're gonna lose a foot and a hand, and then you'll pretty much, I mean, like your life is shit anyway. So, like, what are you gonna
Yep.
do? You're gonna
Yep.
sit in a gutter and die. So basically, here's your only option. I found your one loophole. You need to do a combat by trial.
Yep.
And that's why he asked him like 3 or 4 times. He's like, "How good of a knight are you?"
Yeah, like
Uh,
how's your hands, bro? Like
and so, and I mean, hey, we've already seen what happens when the Targaryen boy and Dunk like are together. Dunk is overpowered. It is an uneven match, and it's essentially what leads us directly into just the kind of hoorah of the episode, determining what's going to happen. Dunk says he wants a trial by combat, and Kim Kardashian says, "No, I don't think I really want to do that." And
called him Kim Kardashian.
I immediately yelled out. I said, "Because you can't." So it's
Yes.
already been established. This man is no knight. This man is no warrior. Like his first event, he had to kill the horse to cheat to win. So,
Yes.
especially in any type of one-on-one combat, Dunk automatically takes him over in power. And also, too, I don't think he's really that good with any type of weapon, other than
Yep.
his armor and his name and his quote,
Yeah, he has to cheat.
dragon.
He
Yeah,
has to cheat
right,
to win. Yeah, I mean,
right.
yeah.
And so, why would he want it? Why would he want to do a trial by combat when he's sitting pretty on the throne? And
So
so
he pulls out basically a draw for wild
a
card. You know what I'm
draw
saying?
for wild card that no one has seen in hundreds of years. This is like
Yes.
a like pagan tradition they brought over when they
Yes.
first made knights back in like 0 BC. Like, we did
Yes.
this one
Yes.
time, fam.
Yes.
How does the boy know about this? And the father's like, what the fuck is a trial by 7? Like,
Yeah, what the hell is that?
how does this father not know more heritage than the son? That's another interesting kind of tidbit that what I heard through some reliable sources is they swapped that from the books. Apparently
Okay.
in the books, Makor is supposed to be a little smarter
Oh,
and
okay. Okay.
Aerion's supposed to be a little dumber. And
Okay.
they I think wanted that power dynamic shift in the show, but still between the two of them, it's their whole pedo pod, whatever, you know. So
Well, and we've seen that in other iterations of this show where when you're like further down in succession, you don't pay attention as much
right,
to how you become
right,
king and like the rules and stuff like that
yep.
because you're living as if like, bro, this ain't never gonna happen for me, whatever. But there are some of those like sons of the fourth son, sons of the third sons that like have that fire in them where they're like, oh, maybe like I might get my chance. So I gotta know the rules of the
Yep.
land. And so in this depiction, Aerion is that he's that one that still has that fire, even
Yep.
though he still gotta wait 10 to 15 people before it gets to him, but he's still like, nah, motherfucker, like I gotta be ready. And his dad is just like, what is a trial by 7? But I would say that the dad though was kind of standing on business, like basically calling his son a bitch. You know
He's
what I
an
mean? The
idiot.
whole
Yep,
time.
yep. What, like, just
He's
literally, like, why can't you just fuck this guy up? Like, what are you talking
like
about? Like,
stop being a
go
bitch. And he's
right,
like, no, dad, no,
right,
no, no,
yeah.
no. That's not what I get to choose.
It's not me,
I
right.
get to choose the punishment, dad. It's
meanwhile,
my choice.
meanwhile,
And I choose a trial by 7.
his fucking walnut rolls across the
Oh
table,
my God.
and
And that's what oh
he
my
goes to little
God.
buddy like
Like that's
as
what I'm
if it
saying in the
was.
very beginning, where I said like, yo, Targaryens are allowed, they do whatever the fuck they want. They can make you do whatever you want. And to see Dunk or to see Egg like kind of like, that's no Targaryen has ever felt that like the
Yep,
way that Egg has
yep,
felt.
yep,
Or
yep,
we've never seen it depicted. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? And it's
yep.
like because yeah, you make your low underlords pick up your walnuts off the ground that you don't even want. He didn't even want it. And then like he left.
It's so funny, dude. It's
It's crazy.
so
The power
funny.
dynamic and the perceptions.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
We also find out in kind of these scenes that the girl, you know her name, you corrected me last week and I just heard her name again.
Tonzel.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's been labeled as a traitor of the crown and was
Yes.
supposed to be put on trial, but luckily she's just headed back to Dorne, her hometown,
Dorne,
which is
yep.
far,
Yep.
far away. They'll never find her. It's fine.
Yep.
And I think they say in situations like that, it's not even worth the Targaryens' time to pursue or do anything. They got
Yeah.
their
She
rocks
don't have
off.
no power.
They don't
Yeah.
care, right?
Yeah.
Right. They're not going to do right.
If she was like a lord's
Right.
daughter,
Do
then we
something.
could track her down. But like
Right.
she's a commoner, so it's
Right.
like yeah.
Right. And so it just basically every conversation that was had between all the characters in this kind of opening montage before the title card was all the questions we ended with last episode. Like,
Yes.
what's going to
Yes.
happen? Where's everyone going to go? Where's it going to be? And then
Yeah.
here
What
we
does
go.
this mean? What is a trouble? Yeah.
Just
All
a
that. They
beautiful
answered all that.
little wrap up. Right. Yep.
Yep.
And
So
so
then it's recruiting time.
yeah, this is it. I mean, this is basically the rest of the episode is figuring out who's on whose team. And it's a situation where, man, so he's sitting down, he's I wasn't sure. I didn't count. I lost count of how many different scenes they filmed of Dunk just walking in the rain, looking hopelessly lost. I wish they would have given us like 5 more to just be a hilarious bit. But getting back to camp, his boy, man,
Fossaway, Raymond Fossaway. That's his name.
Raymond Fossaway. I was
Yes.
sure to remember his name this episode. I rewound it 3 times to remember it. I wrote it down. My man Raymond Fossaway, I mean, competing for Best Friend of Dunk Award.
Oh yes,
He
this
sees
is
what
yes.
I mean, Raymond, ever since episode 1, just has had that draw to Dunk, introduced him to Lionel, took him into his tent, and immediately taking care of his horses because he knows Egg's just busy being a little boy in the castle now. And like, yo, bro, what's up? I'm glad you're okay. You hungry? Let's go figure this out.
Yep,
Like he
yep,
was about to
yep.
just Dunk was about to sleep under the tree in the rain. And
Yep.
so it's just a man, Raymond Fossaway. We'll get to kind of more of him in a minute, but it's this whole scene. I cheered in this moment. Fam,
Yes.
this
Oh,
was the first time
when Sir Stefan steps up.
Sir Stefan
Yes.
Fossaway.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I thought from episode 1 he was talking shit on Dunk. I was like, does this guy even like Dunk? I thought he was
Yes.
friends with. I was like, why is he even talking? And the speech. I
Yes.
mean, half a tear came out of my eye.
Oh,
He
man.
said, and I quote, "You will not die under my watch tomorrow."
Yes.
I
you
mean,
you shouldn't die under my. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
he's like, fam, I got you. I got friends. I'll go get Baratheon. I'll go get this dude, and this dude,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
gonna take this Targaryen punk down.
He doesn't mention Baratheon though, and that's because that's a key thing I'm gonna mention when we get to the reveal. But
Yep.
yeah, he didn't. But he mentions that he has people. He has
Yep.
people.
Yep.
Like I got people. Whatever.
Yep, and some would argue, and maybe it's maybe it's the Baratheon line, but some are arguing online whether he was lying to Dunk now or he lied to Dunk later, and I'm in the camp of Stefan was already flipped by Targaryen, and this was just an evil kind of ploy to like hype Dunk up and give him a false sense of hope because right, remember, right, because Stefan didn't get any of those men. Dunk did.
No,
Or
no.
Egg did.
Yes.
Egg got
Yes.
it. So
Yes.
Stefan was like, yeah, I'm gonna go wake up all my boys right now, and then didn't do shit. So I think he was already flipped before he left that tent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that whole speech,
Or maybe he does. Maybe he does mention Baratheon because Baratheon. Well, I will skip to that real quick. But Baratheon says to him, like, because remember when Dunk goes up
Yeah,
to him, he's like,
yeah.
"Yeah, man, like Fossaway got you," and he's like,
Shout out to
he
Stefan.
said,
Yeah.
he's like,
Sir
Sir
Stefan.
Stevron. Who the
Fuck
fuck
is
is
Sir
that?
Ste-
Like, who the
My
fuck is
man,
Sir Stevron?
Lionel's just as good as names as I am. I
Yes,
knew
yes,
we were
yes.
best friends.
That's why you like
best
him. That's
friends.
why
I
you like
love him. Yes.
He's like, who the fuck is Sir Stevron? and then he's like, nah, your little man's
Yeah,
got me over
right,
here. So
right.
yeah, so maybe he did say Baratheon, but
The whole thing was a
but
setup.
Baratheon reveals
Mhm.
the secret. Like
Mhm.
before we learn the
But
secret.
Dunk's not smart.
He didn't know.
Dunk's
didn't
not
know.
smart.
Yeah.
He didn't put it
know.
together. Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
So that speech still a fire speech though. I mean,
It was.
to put on
It
a
was.
play just like that. I mean, Stefan should go sign up for Chippy's next season of the play. I mean, he's that good at theater. He
Yes.
should go. He should go do that with her. But then obviously in the tent, Dunk's got a little bit of hope. Egg and Darren show up.
Yes.
And I didn't see this one coming. I didn't think we were getting any more from Darren Targaryen. I thought he was just going to be talked about, but I kind of loved him. I kind of liked him in this scene. I like the one-on-one with Dunk. I like the confrontation. I like Egg protecting him. And it's another kind of window into, and we obviously get the details that we mentioned and the knife between Egg's legs and all that straight from the book. It's so when Dunk has his knife to Darren's throat, like, I should kill you. You lied on my name. You almost got me killed. You're a drunk. Why shouldn't I? Egg is in the background screaming, please don't hurt him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas before, if it was Aegon, like Aerion, Aerion, kill him, right? Just kill him. I don't like him. I don't like him, sir. He said that to his uncle. He's like, I wish he was dead. Like,
Yep.
it's just kind
He's
of,
like, come on now.
and we find out why. You know what I mean? A little.
Yeah, I didn't know where Egg was going with that story. I was freaking frightened, like he was about to say, because that type of stuff. I'm not gonna
Happens.
say the word.
You're a eunuch. Yep.
That's a part of this
Happens.
world. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? But no, but I even thought like he was talking about he was like gonna touch. Like I thought he was
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
abusing him in a
Yeah.
different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like,
Why wouldn't he? I'm
he
sure.
came in my bed at night, and I'm like, don't
Yep.
say it, don't
Yep.
say it.
Yep.
And it was still bad. It
Yep.
was still bad, but it was like it wasn't
It's
what I thought.
yeah.
It was.
It's just it's right. He went to dinner, but he wasn't on the island. So it's just,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
but and then also too, Egg, I think even more pissed. Little boy threw his cat down the well. I mean, you throw like it's just he's upset. Aaron threw Egg's cat down the
Oh
well.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes.
So he hates him. He wants him
He
dead.
hates
Like,
him.
you killed my
Yeah.
cat. Like, hey, what do we do here? Hey, he punches you. He loses a hand. It's a life for a life. You take my cat. I want yours.
Yep.
So eggs on that revenge mission. And
But
basically,
Darren reveals like the
yes.
prophecy, like, and he reveals like what he thought and where his mind was and things like that. And it's crazy because
Mhm.
now I'm realizing that the people that are dreamers, yeah, they almost can't be fighters. Like they can't, like their mind is so wrapped into, like, they're basically schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying?
Because you have
And
to, every step you take is this the right step to take to
yes,
alter the
yes.
future of this? Am I involved? It's the butterfly effect. It's
Yes, they're mentally unfit to
do
fight and
anything.
or to rule, right?
Yeah.
And so it's crazy, and it's like, but it's one of those things where it's like you got a whole generation of people that are like basically denying your mental health issues, and they're like,
Yep.
come on, man, shut the fuck up. Like,
So,
you got to do this, you got to do that, and he's like, no, man, I got to drink so I can stop. That's why he drinks,
yeah.
to stop
Yep.
thinking about it. It's like
Yep.
it's to cloud
Yep.
those thoughts, because he's like, my dreams come true, bro.
Yep.
Like I had a dream about you, but like my
Yeah.
dreams are scary because they come true,
And
man.
so in that moment, yeah, Darren gives us two nuggets. Basically, both that will eventually, I think, help Dunk. One is Aaron has him on his side. His dad's making him fight on the opposing side
Yes.
on that team, and he's like, "Look, fam, just bop
Just
me in the helmet so I see
I'm a,
black dots, and then
I'm gonna play. I'm
I'm
gonna
out.
play
I'm
dead.
gonna play
Yeah, I'm gonna
dead,
play.
and then I'm out.
Yep.
Don't stomp me with the horse. I'm gonna play dead." And then I'm out. So it's basically you against six, right? I couldn't join your
Yes.
team, but like, hey, I don't even want to be here.
I don't want to
Right,
be here, bro, because
right. Like,
I got my own
I
shit to
got shit
deal
to
with.
handle.
I
I
got
got
shit to
dreams to
deal with.
worry about, and so we got that news. So that's at least
Yes.
another step up for Dunk, another green flag, another kind of positive spin for him here before we get started.
I'm just telling you, man, bro. That's what I'm saying. This show, bro. I've said this I'll say this to him blue in the face. Every bit of dialogue matters in this show,
Yep,
man. Like, everything reveals
yep,
everything. You know what I'm
yep,
saying?
yep,
There's not a wasted word
yep,
in this universe, man.
yep,
And it's like like, no, I've never seen a show like that ever. Like,
yep,
hands down, never seen a show where literally you got to hang on to every syllable,
yep.
bro. Like, because if you don't, you gonna miss some shit.
I rewound multiple times of this
Yes,
episode, 10 second,
yes.
10 second, like just and then I
Like,
watched
what did he
it,
say?
and then I
What did he
watched
say?
it, and
What
then
did he
I ran
say?
it back again.
What did he
It
say?
takes me an hour to get through these episodes because I want to make sure. And
Yeah.
so yeah, no, it's crazy. And for the second time this season, Dunk gets his fortune told, essentially.
Yep.
And Darren tells him that basically, look, man, a huge dragon with big ass wings is gonna fall on you. The dragon will be dead, but you'll be just fine. You'll be alive. Everything will be okay. And that's what's gonna happen.
Oh my God! Now I
Now,
know what it is. Like, I know what it is. I'm not gonna.
Carlos,
Oh my God! I know what it
Carlos,
is.
do dragons exist in this
Dragons
timeline?
don't exist,
Do dragons exist in the inevitable future of this timeline?
but I know who falls on him. Essentially,
Uh,
I know who fall. I get what he's saying, and it's not who you think.
mhm.
It's who somebody that we talked about earlier in this episode. You know what I mean? And it's so sad. It makes it sad now. Now, dang, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's
You talking about Unc?
I know there may or may not be an Unk demise, but I don't know if that's the one who fought. Is it might be
That's
okay.
that's
Okay. Well, I mean, listen, it's
That
yeah,
like literally that's how like it's this is
yeah,
how like
yeah,
oh,
yeah. Okay, so
it's crazy. It's crazy too. And like who and like what gets him out of here is like even crazier. It's like, oh
yeah,
my God,
it's
really?
it's well, and without getting into spoilers, it goes
I
back to
know,
that
I know, I know,
the
I know.
whole
Oh
the Blackfire Rebellion was another brother versus brother
yes.
situation,
Yep.
and yeah, okay. So then we move on to just another kind of sentimental moment between Dunk and the armorer. He's got his shield. It's ready. Chippy left it for him, and it's
Oh
done.
man, she did a good job, man. She did a good job. That was
Banging,
beautiful, man.
banging, bang.
That's when Monday comments. Oh my God, that's so nice.
I think it was an extremely missed opportunity that when he went out there to do his like hoorah speech, who will fight with me, he didn't have that on him, did he?
Nah, he
And he
should have
should
showed like he should
have
have
he
stood on
should
his shield.
have like, will you fight with the hedge nut, like it that would
You know
have
what? We could have got 10 minutes extra, five
go,
minutes
yes,
extra.
what,
Was like, why couldn't they show us a montage of her putting it together?
her
Like,
put
you know
like
what
a
I mean?
tribute
Like
to
what? Yeah,
her, a
what
send
does it
off
look
for
like? Her,
her. Yeah,
yeah, like
paint
what?
it,
Like
paint like oh, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. They're frantically her friends and family are frantically packing her up because they have to get out to go to Dorne
yes, and she's like,
and she's like,
but,
but I have to finish it. The shooting star wasn't there, and she like
yes,
it's just the last touch. She leaves it, and they go, and it's right before the Kingsguard show up, and they're like, we don't know
fire.
where she was. Oh, that could have been a 10-minute. Oh,
Yes, that
yes,
could have gave
a
us
perfect send off for her.
perfect send off.
Damn,
They missed the opportunity there. See, that's
damn,
why they need us in the room, bro.
damn, bro. Give me a writer's
We
credit,
do this show.
bro.
We do this show so we can get
That's
jobs.
right. Maybe 15 years from now, when they're on season 17, they'll finally listen.
They'll finally listen to me and Levi.
The
Like, look,
recap and record. You and I are 55 years old. George R. R. Martin's dead. We're the only ones who can
we're the only ones that
rewrite the
can bring
book.
his story to life
It's
in
you
its
and me,
true
fam.
form.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Dude. So he gets his shield. He's becoming best friends now with the armor. He's like, just give me one copper. I know you don't have any. This is for you. I'm on your side. I can't fight with you. It's basically the armorer saying, I can't fight with you because I'm not a knight and I don't know how. But I'm with you. And you see him with him going through the gates. Like, this is my shield. This is my armor. This is my work. I'm going to see it through. It's again, just same scene in friggin' A Knight's Tale, but that's okay.
Yeah, like, yeah, come on, man.
Kind of
Like,
bar for bar, but that's all right. And then we shoot. It's the gates open. It's Dunk coming into the mist, and we kind of see his warriors standing there for the first time.
oh my God.
Everyone that he believes Sir Stefan has got for him for this trial of 7.
Right. We see what is the injured knight's name? Well, I forget.
Yes,
I
I
forget his
have the
name.
whole list of everyone's team right here, of
Okay.
course, sir. The injured knight his name is Sir Robin Riesling.
No,
Robin,
that's the dude with one eye.
the dude with one eye, yes. The guy with the
Yes.
broken leg.
Yes, that's what I meant.
He's one of the Humphreys. So there's 2 Humphreys. It's Humphrey
Okay.
Beesbury and Humphrey Harding.
Oh.
It's one of the Humphreys.
Okay.
So Dunk basically has
Beesbury? Like, remember Beesbury from
Yeah.
House of the Dragon? The
Yeah.
little hand. He was the hand for a little bit, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Old ass man.
yeah. So Dunk has himself, obviously Lionel Baratheon so far, Sir Humphrey Beesbury so far, Humphrey Hardening so far, and Sir Robin Riesling so far. And based on this part of the episode, he thinks he's
Yep.
also got Sir Stefan.
Yep. So Stefan, and then
this is
Little Cuz.
right. And this is where not Little Cuz yet. In this,
Well, yes, not
so
yet,
yeah,
not
right.
yet, not yet, not yet.
But so this is where kind of this is it. This is what I define as like kind of the end of the episode. This whole kind of
Yep.
last.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this is it. Like, damn, all
Yep.
right, we're going into
And-
next week, and we still got to figure out who his last person is, right?
And this is the beginning the very beginning of my favorite part because it is just an incumbence of everything happening, but we get so much Lionel Baratheon. We get so
Yes.
much Baratheon, and this little quip from him is not only just a great line, but from what I've heard through the grapevine, a foreshadowing of an event that potentially happens 15 to 20 years from now in the storyline potentially, but him just going up and being like, "Yo, I'm ready to go." I've always wanted the opportunity to bloody up their little their Kingsguard uniforms. So
Yes,
he
yes.
basically Baratheon, he's like, "Look, I'm done drink. I've been drinking for the last week and a half. I'm ready to go. I want to fight. I want to be in this. And what better way to get revenge on some Targaryens in the Kingsguard and just to have some fun."
Yes. And
With
he
a friend.
says to him, I knew you was always
I
about that
knew you
action.
was always trouble. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I knew it. I knew it, but I'm glad. I'm
And
glad
he's
I
like,
get to
and
help you,
oh,
bro.
also too, Lionel, no, he knows. He's like, I would never pass up an opportunity for a 7-on-7 because
Yeah,
he
he's like
knows
this never
never
happened in my
happens. It'll
lifetime.
never happen again, and
So,
I'm gonna be part of history for the
yep.
second. Yeah,
Yep.
so just cementing his place in that line,
So
really.
this scene was powerful because and then even when we get that turn, right?
Hmm.
Like it's so many parallels to like real life and this world, right? Because bro, I tell people, young people a lot often, man, like if you don't, and I'm not pro military. Like I'm not pro military for myself. Like I never could see myself going into the military or
Nope,
anything
my
like
my
that,
son
right?
has two left feet. He's autistic. He can't do it. Sorry.
So,
Yeah,
but I tell young people often that like, bro, if you really don't have no direction in life,
yeah,
if you don't know what the fuck you about to do,
yep,
join the military,
yep,
bro, because that is the almost one of the most efficient, other than getting your education, like
sure.
especially if you don't think that you could get your education or join the military, because that is like one way for you to actually like access the middle class, right?
Hmm.
And maybe even higher than that, right?
Hmm.
Like if you come from nothing, right?
Hmm.
And this show shows that because, bro, knighthood is like probably like if I'm not a lord, like I'm becoming a fucking knight, right?
Hmm.
Because if I'm fucking poor and I ain't got shit, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm busting my ass as somebody squire and I'm
Yep.
becoming a knight because that is your gateway to
It's kind of a
lordship.
ticket, right?
It's your
Which
ticket to
we see
possible
that. Yep.
lordship.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And we see that, right? And it's just crazy because that's how the world actually works. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like at least in America, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, and it's just interesting because yeah, like and like they really live by their own code. They live by their own rules. And like it don't matter who the fucking king is. You know what I mean? To
Yep.
to them. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we defend the innocent. And it was, Sir Robin Riesling, and what he said, and he's like, no, like when the crown, messes with the
Goes
innocent.
against the people go against the crown. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I'm for that. And I
Yep.
was like, wow, that
That
he's a rider.
Well, and so everyone,
Um,
yeah, everyone had their reasons here, and they kind of listed them off. Obviously, the one who had a broken leg was who Aerion, killed his horse of, and he's like, look, if as long as I can ride this horse, I'm gonna serve that boy some revenge.
yep,
Yeah, one eye, he said, go against people, go against the crown. I think the other Humphrey is just there because he kind of likes the cause. And obviously Baratheon, he has his reasons, but and also I think he just really likes Dunk.
yeah,
And so, man, the other thing that really kind of just really just took me out in that whole interaction was the background shot of Egg with his axe, just kind of like practicing and just really wanting to be and showing his support, and like the fact that like this kid just really wants to see a tournament. Like that's the reason he was here. It's the reason he joined up with Dunk. Um, yeah, so the first kind of hints at the betrayal that we're about to experience, and that takes us directly into the next scene, correct?
yep, yep,
Yeah. So yeah, man. Probably, dare I say, Sir Stefan's armor in this scene, I liked it.
Oh
A little
yeah,
bit better than
yeah.
a Targaryen. Just the gold drip
It
kind
was yeah, it
of.
looked Lannisterish.
Yeah.
It looked
hmm
Lannister-esque for sure.
hmm
For sure.
hmm
I was like, yeah, he must be a descendant somewhere down the road. But yeah.
And so, man, he trades his honor for his lordship.
Yep.
His cousin Raymond, he's not having it. He's like, you just did this for Sir Dunk. Like, what are we
Like
talking?
I heard you. Like I heard you say that he's good. Like, and he's like,
He's like,
bruh,
cousin, this
people, come on, man. Like this might be my only
like
opportunity because
I just set up my family for life, and you
for
think I give
life.
a
Yeah.
shit? Like what? Because of hit like this guy who's not probably not even a knight. Like who are we talking? Who's this guy? Like he sleeps under
Yeah.
a tree. My whole
Yeah.
family is set for life. Like we have the
Yes.
protection of the Targaryens now, the protection of the dragons. Like I boy, does it kind of make sense when you think about it. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I mean? When we're on
It's
Team
still fucked
Dunk,
up.
it's still a little stab in the chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
messed up, man. And so we saw this in kind of a preview shot, man. Our boy, it pays off. It pays off to be the nice guy. It pays off to be loyal. It pays off to do what it is. He's like, yo, bro, knight
Yep.
me,
Yep.
and I'll fight. I'll take my cousin's place, and I will do you justice. And Dunk, Dunk hesitates
Yeah, because
for
he still don't even like he's never actually experienced anything as a knight. Like this is his like he's never been in combat. You know what I mean? So like
so
he's like, I don't even like do I even got the authority? Like I don't even I could do this, bro. Like I don't know.
so we're
And then
gonna
Baratheon's like, I
Yep.
got you.
So we're gonna come back to that exact moment, which was the moment at the beginning of the episode. I get to at the
Okay.
end, so that'll
Yeah.
all kind of tie in. We'll come right back there. But first, I want to jump into again my second favorite part of the episode, Baratheon's knighthood speech. Just the overlay, his voice. I want everything. I want to know every movie this man is in. I want to know everything about this actor. I am. He's quickly stealing some of the spotlight from Duncan Egg for me, and it's. I mean, I loved it. I loved every moment of it. The knighthood chant, and that directly goes into next week's episode. The title of the episode is "In the Name of the Mother," which comes from
Mm.
that. In the name of the warrior, in the name of the father, I charge you to do this. In the name of the mother, I charge you to do this. Protect children and women and the innocent. And so just kind of that whole moment, knighting Raymond. Also too, again, will have future consequences. I'll just say this: there's an event, Green Apple versus Red Apple. We will see the return of Raymond and his cousin. I think probably fighting over some sort of family name once,
Okay.
and maybe inevitable future. Who knows?
Oh
Another
yeah, because they
another
are yes, because they are like their sigil is some
another
apples or whatever.
internal kind of family civil war battle
Yep.
drama. Might get bloody. Who knows? And so we were Dunk's panicking. They're like, you got to start the battle. Him and Aerion, they're right there, and it's
Well, and it's
like,
crazy because they're thinking they're ready to go into battle shorthanded, and they let them know like, nah, bro, like
you can't.
you have to have seven,
Yep.
or it's you guys serve. You're guilty automatically. And he's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, I mean, does his little speech, you
Yep.
know what I mean?
Now,
Tries to get the crowd
bro,
going.
the speech. Let's talk about that speech. I mean, we see kind of some of the flashbacks with Lord Arwen, and he's like, I don't know if you could do that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like
And
right, like
and so, man, the speech just a powerful moment. Just kind of not knowing what was gonna happen. And bro, I cheered. I cheered when little buddy stood up. I was like,
I
this is
know, yeah.
it.
Brute. It said Brute of Bracken. So
Yes,
the
he's
remember
a.
the Brackens
Mm-hmm,
from House of the Dragon?
mm-hmm.
Was Bracken the little boy, or was Bracken that bully that was messing with that little boy? Because remember the kid that gets his eye stabbed out by the little guy? I think
Yeah,
Bracken was the little boy.
potentially. I
So
think you
this
might be
guy
right.
is some
Yeah.
type of descendant of my young boy that remember
Uh huh.
when they were in that scene and he stabs that
Yeah.
guy in the
Yeah. Yeah.
eye,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
this is a
Yep.
descendant, and so you thinking like, oh wow, all
And he's
right, yeah.
huge. He's huge. I'm like, oh, he's gonna take him
He looks
out.
like Khal Drago for real. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is on. And what do you know? What do you know? This show gives us some levity, and they say, just give us a nice big whoopee cushion fart.
It just, man, it's
I
like
was
for
like,
it's
what
just
the fuck?
if you know Dunk was such on a pedestal. He was like, I've got all these knights to go with me. I've got so many. I've got six, and then and then
I was
and
able
then
to convince
the
somebody in
the
the crowd.
the Targaryen showed up with six, and he was so good, and then he gets backstabbed by the first guy who said he was going to
Yeah.
join his team, and then just that happened.
Yep.
And in that moment, I thought, okay, Dunk's going to ride off and that's going to be it. And I thought, if that is the case, like, come on, like, bro couldn't go out on that note. And I'm so glad he went back. He doubled down. He said, like, shut the fuck, sit down. Like, are you child? Like, are there no
Yeah.
noble knights
Yeah.
among you?
Yeah.
And
Nobody.
then all of a sudden, in the far near distance,
Oh my
it's just
gosh.
a faint sound that's so
Oh my
familiar to
gosh.
all of us. Just dun 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 dun, and it's Big Brother Uncle B. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep. Yep. It's I'll fight with Sir Duncan.
I'll fight with this
Whatever.
man.
I said,
And dude, I mean, as
what?
soon as he came through those gates, his brother was
What?
clocking his ass. His brother was on
Hey
his
man, what are
ass.
you doing,
He's like, "What are
man?
you doing?" And
What are you doing, man? Are you have you lost your
he's like,
senses?
"He hit my son." Like, but you just
Your,
hit
your,
your son.
your
Like,
son is a bitch. That's what he said. But your son is a
which is
bitch,
crazy
though.
because like two scenes before that, he was calling his own son a bitch for not doing a trial by
Yes. Yeah.
combat. So
Exactly. Exactly. It's so hypocritical,
like
man.
get the fuck out. And
That's
so
that is
he's
that's
like,
typical Targaryen behavior, though. You know what I mean? Like
it's like he's like, but you're my brother, and it's like, what? Shut up! Like, okay,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I have dark hair, you don't. Like, get up. Your son needs to be taught a lesson, and you, as a punk ass father, aren't not gonna do it.
yep.
And so he's like, this man was protecting the innocent, and so I'm standing by Sir Dunk, and. I mean, then it's
Scene,
just that's it.
scene,
That's it.
fade to
Done.
black.
Fade
I
to black.
mean,
Immediately I yell out loud, I'm pissed. I wanted it to start. I wanted all of it. I want to
oh
because I know I
wow.
have to wait 10 more days just to see the inevitability of episode 5, the penultimate, which I mean, I'm pretty sure, fam, from what we can tell and what we know, I think we're probably going to start or have sprinkled in some flashbacks of
Yes,
Dunk
yes.
as a kid, all leading up to this moment, and
Yes,
then
and
it's
again, just
showtime.
that coming from nothing. And this was his only this was literally his only path for survival and for anything, man, to try to become a knight, you know what I mean? And yeah, when you become a knight, like you don't have to like you follow a code of what a knight is, but you don't have to like deal with all the politics and stuff like that. You just kind of gotta you just got to stand on business and
Yep.
like, yeah, man. Like he didn't even know what he was signing up for, but like, yeah, he definitely got his way out of being that little boy and the rats and like, I mean, he got out
Mm-hmm.
of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm proud of him, man. So
So the teams,
and ends up having 4 pages written about him in the future.
4 pages, only
Yeah,
4 pages.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the teams as they stand are Sir Duncan the Tall, Prince Baelor Targaryen, Sir Lionel Baratheon, Raymond Fossaway, now that he's been knighted, Sir Humphrey Beesbury, Sir Humphrey Harding, and Sir Robin Riesling. And then Aerion's team is obviously him.
You said Raymond on that team.
Yeah, Raymond. Yep, because
Okay,
he's knighted now. Yep. So
okay,
Raymond's officially Fossaway, brother or cousin
yeah, yeah,
against cousin.
yeah.
So then the team of the dragon is obviously Aerion, his dad
Mm,
Maker, his brother Darren, which obviously is nothing. Sir Stephen Fossaway, and
mhm.
then 3 of the
Kingsguard.
Kingsguard: William
Yes.
Wilde, Donald Duskendale, and Sir Roland
Okay.
Crackall. I don't
Okay.
know if their names mean anything, but that's their 7.
Duskendale, I remember that name in the House of the Dragon, but
Okay,
I can't put
sure,
my finger on it.
sure,
But yeah,
sure. So those are the teams, man, and that's episode 5, or that's episode 4. It's titled 7, and I mean, wow, 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 wow. What a way to take us into the penultimate. What a perfect cut. What a perfect draw. What another perfect roller coaster of emotions and revenge, backstabbing, and who knows who's gonna be, and the ringer, and it's interesting to think now. I just had this thought. Do you think anyone on the Targaryen team has any type of like, do you think that they would assume that Darren gave Dunk a ringer, being like, hey, like, don't worry about me? Like, do you think they expect him as a mole, or do you think they got a strong like team of seven because they're all
Well,
Targaryen?
I think, well, I do think, no, I don't think they believe that he's like gonna foil their plans in any
Mm,
way, because part, remember, like part of him like having to frantically admit whatever, it led to this point, you know what I mean, like
right,
that
true,
led to the charges, because if it was just him hitting if it was just hitting Aerion, maybe, yeah, maybe Prince Baelor would be able to do like one little thing, but then it was the additional charges. It was
true,
like, nah, bro, he
right,
kidnapped this little boy. And
right.
so, no, I don't, at least, and maybe it's naive, but I'm thinking like, nah, they they might try to rough him up more than what Darren wants to be roughed up, but like I don't think they necessarily think
Well,
he's gonna trade, but
and we
who knows?
also have to remember too that like Maker already doesn't like Dunk from episode 1 or 2 when Dunk was in front
Yes.
of them trying to get in the tournament. He
Yes.
was like, "Hey, I hope they find your sons alive," which is something a
Yes.
kidnapper of one of your sons would
Um,
say. So now, like this
yeah, it makes
lie
sense to
kind of
him. So he's
makes
like, no, he did actually do
right,
that.
right, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. So now Maker just has this nasty point of Dunk in his mouth.
But you
So
know what? It's funny though. Like nobody has any, like, at least, I mean, maybe Arian does, but nobody has smoke for egg though. Nobody's
right.
like nobody from that side is necessarily saying like, "Oh, you're a traitor," or like whatever.
Hmm.
Like they just look at it like, I don't
He's just a
know.
little boy.
He's just a
Yeah,
little boy. Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Don't
So,
sleep on the little ones, man. Arya
so
Stark was the nastiest, man, of all them. So you
right.
cannot sleep on the little
Yep,
ones.
yep, yep, yep. So my point, this whole episode, and just kind of this leading up to this moment is this kind of, and I don't know if maybe there's something I missed in the show that you'll fill me in on, or just based on context clues from flashbacks and things we've seen before. But the biggest thing happening, or the kind, not the biggest thing, but one of the conversations surrounding this whole thing is, was Sir Duncan ever truly knighted? Is he actually a knight? And that's kind of the big conspiracy theory surrounding
Mm.
this whole thing, is like, okay, are we just rolling off of these false pretenses because he says he is? And like that would kind of like, is it, him sitting under the tree trying to figuring out his worth. If he wins this tournament, does that make him worth it? Therefore, he's a real knight. If he wins the trial of seven, is that enough to consider him? Like, even though maybe Sir Arlen didn't necessarily ever knight him, which is
Or
why
or or maybe Sir Arlen wasn't wasn't a knight
Sir
himself.
Arlen wasn't a knight himself,
Yep.
which is why in 2 points in this episode, the first being when Raymond Fossaway wants to be knighted, Dunk
Yes.
hesitates. One, because maybe he doesn't know the full oath that you're supposed to say.
Yeah, that
Uh,
part. He didn't know it. He didn't
He
know it.
didn't
Yeah.
know it. Or maybe some are saying Dunk was nervous. He didn't want Raymond to get hurt. Why would he want his friend to be put into a life or death situation? Why would he knight him? And then obviously Sir Stefan comes through and just saves the day. Of course, he's a real knight. Or not Sir Stefan, Lionel Baratheon,
Breathing.
yep.
Yeah.
And then two, I think in that moment or just sometime within this episode, we get that flashback to Sir Arwen going like this, and it's the same angle that we see Lionel knighting Sir Fossaway. And so that would then lead us to believe that maybe Sir Arlen never knighted anyone either, because he was just going like this because he doesn't know the knight the lines you're
Yep.
supposed to say either. And
Yep.
so it's kind of this whole that's just kind of where little context clues and potentially
Yes.
putting together, is he actually a knight?
Yep. Yep.
And it's just kind of this whole, it's funny now that we're here.
Well, that's better. It's better than that. That's all. That's a better alternative, like
Of
for
course.
everybody. Because yeah, like you don't want to knight somebody and that should be fake. Like you know what I mean, like
True.
at all. You know what I mean?
True.
So yeah, he
And
avoided a
I
lot of like, because yeah, that's a big thing in this series, in this universe, illegitimacy. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Like illegitimacy kills a lot of things, and like that's why there's a civil war in House of the Dragon because
Yep.
Alicent bumped her son up illegitimately.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't because he is not the prophecy in the Song of Ice and Fire.
Right.
Like it's not him.
No.
It's not him. We're
Yeah.
not talking about him. Like
Nah. Yeah. Who is he?
yeah, I
He's got
mean
like 4 pages. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and then we see in Game of Thrones like Joffrey Baratheon. He's not supposed to be the.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like all this different type of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Well, man, I mean, yeah, next episode is going to be obviously the majority of just the battle, the trial of 7.
Yes.
And then one more after that. I'm not entirely sure what that will entail. Probably just the wrap up and downfall and just kind of explanation and where everyone goes from here for the
Hmm.
season. But another kind of question that I have for you, and maybe I missed it, but I don't know if you're aware of this, but this whole thing, and the reason why we're all here, there's supposed to be a tournament going on. Like knights are supposed to be battling each other and then moving up in ranks, and then like a big finale. Like we're supposed to be winning prizes, and you're supposed to get the other guy's horse and his armor, and you're supposed to be able to bid and buy it back, like a whole
Yeah, because
thing.
because actually, what's his name doesn't have all that type. Like he doesn't have a lot of that stuff. Dunk. He needed the guy to take a dive for him to win that stuff,
Right,
right?
we just had a
So,
whole conversation about how Dunk's first opponent was supposed to like just do
yep,
whatever, and then Dunk's
yep.
gonna get all of his armor and stuff. Did you? Are we getting to that
Yeah,
this season? Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
like
and so yeah,
is
that I like how you pointed out that hole in the plot
is like
because
season
yeah,
2 just gonna be the actual tournament? Is it actually gonna start? Because so far we've only seen one event, and
yeah, and is he
now
about to fight with hand me down stuff? You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like
yeah, it's just
does
I
he have does
don't.
he even have everything that he needs
Well,
to
he
to
the
do this 7?
the smith, the guy who made
Yes,
his shield
yes.
gave him his armor, I think,
But
on the
still, it's
cheap.
like yeah, it's like hand me down. It's like it's
Right.
not like
Yeah. No,
like
that's. I mean, it's
not his
again.
own stuff,
It's
but
it's 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 a Knight's Tale. It's the same.
that's
It's the
it.
same story.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the end of the day, yeah, I had that thought. I was like, wait a minute, pause. Did we
Did
do
y'all
we do we
did you guys
pause the
forget?
tournament
Yeah, did you
or
guys
is that still
forget?
happening over there?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like maybe that's just season 2.
Have we seen that in other seasons where they like kind of just like forgot a plot point like that? Like,
I don't necessarily
because
know
this
if
show is like typically good at not doing that.
just don't
Like,
know if they
so,
forgot or if it's just like
or if
not.
it's just not coming yet.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Right. If it's just like, okay, fine. The Battle of the 7 is happening like on Wednesday, and then Friday we're starting the tournament, guys. Like we've got things to do.
Yep, yep.
And maybe we'll get to Friday. I don't know. Or maybe maybe that's how the season ends. Like, the events of next week are this trial of 7, and some people don't make it and some people do. And then so by the way, the rules of the 7 are the only way it ends is if everyone on one team dies, or one of the accusers or opposed dies. So if Aerion or Dunk dies, then it stops no matter who's left. Or the third way it ends is if either Aerion or Dunk yield. So if they get into a heated match, Dunk's on top of him with a knife to his neck, the only way to end it is to either kill him or Aerion needs to say, stop, I'm done, it's over.
Yeah,
So one
yeah.
of them needs to call it. So yeah, so and I mean it's safe to say, I don't think this is a spoiler, both of them walk away. I'm pretty sure based on what we kind of know in the history and
Yeah,
future.
I
Like I mean
guess. Yeah.
Dunk's going to survive, I think. We
Well,
can't do
yeah, yeah,
15
yeah,
more
yeah,
seasons.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know how Aerion dies in the future, so yeah, it'll be an interesting thing, the events. According to insider sources, there are a couple WTF moments. I think we know of
Yes,
one of
yes,
them. I don't know
yes,
if
I
I
do.
swear
Yeah.
to God, if they touch one antler, on the precious head of Lionel Baratheon, I swear,
Yeah,
if it is nothing but him just kicking ass, just slaying the knights,
yeah,
the
yeah,
King's
yeah.
Guard, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. And then obviously we'll wrap up a week after that with season 6, Famio.
I know,
I
man.
mean,
This is quick, man.
this is it. This is where we're at. We're pretty much we're in the end game now.
Yep.
How you feeling? You excited for
I
next
feel good,
week?
man.
Yeah.
Penalty. It's yeah, like you said. In your episode, this is just classic build up to the penultimate. This universe does a great job of doing that, and we look forward to the penultimate episodes every time
Mm-hmm.
because we know that's where the action lies. You know what I mean? Like the craziest intense action, that's where it is.
Yeah.
In all these seasons, and I always talk about just being a TV buff. Like the best shows do that,
Yep.
right? The best shows do that. Like you don't, you supposed to kind of like, is the conclusion is like a resolution is supposed to just kind of like, all right, be the tail end of things. It's not supposed to just still be ramping up at the last episode. Now certain shows are good when they do that, but it's like, I need the action to happen and us to have some type of resolution afterwards. So
Yeah.
and it looks like it's set up that way, and for them to do that in 6 half-hour episodes is impeccable. I can't believe they were able to do that.
It's work. It's artwork. Yeah, it's good. It's something. I think it's I was just after watching this, I was thinking about like, okay, next is season 3 of House. And I don't know about you, but I might have been half glazed over for season 1 of that show, and then
House of the Dragon?
Yeah, and then season 2.
No, there's no way you were half glazed. We done. We did 2 seasons of recap record.
It's been so long. It's been
we gotta watch it. I'll have to rewatch it, but it's not I think you're selling yourself short there, sir.
I just really like this show. I just want another season of this
I
show.
know. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I'm like, bro, give us 16 half-hour episodes in it, because then that'll be like an 8-episode season of regular Game of Thrones. And I would go crazy. I would be like, I would mess myself.
And that would just take us. That would be like half. And I'm sure we would skip some weeks because of holidays, like normal cable. So then, like, it would go maybe 5 to 6 months of the year was just nothing but egg and done. Oh, that would be all right. All right.
Yeah, that's. I think we're dreaming too. I'm dreaming too big.
Let's wrap this up, fam. Well, until next week, I think we pretty much covered it, ladies and gentlemen. Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, you know what it is. We don't have to tell you every week. Hit like, hit subscribe, because you probably haven't done that already. Follow us on our social medias. You'll see it. You know what it is. 280 plus for Los. What are we doing podcast for me? Just dropped episode yesterday. Man, oh man, check it out. Support us, like the clips, retweet it, share it, add it to your story, do everything. That is literally, it's free, and you're scrolling on your TikTok for hours on end, liking random people's stuff anyways. So
and you watch the show, and you watch the show, and you love this show.
Like button. You love the show. You love the show with the like button. Until next time, fam. We'll see you next week. We've got 7 days left until episode 5. Not House of the Dragon. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is coming at you next Sunday. We'll be back next Monday.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll see you soon. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.